Young people in Africa want to be the boss, their own boss. They have talent and ambition, but a lack of relevant training is holding them back. The British Council, the UK's international organisation for cultural relations and educational opportunities, wants to help change that. Using its networks across the world, the British Council has developed a series of e-learning courses targeted at entrepreneurs in the creative industries such as music, fashion, computer games, and film, and where their businesses has a social impact, making a difference to their community. The courses, in partnership with Microsoft, will look at entrepreneurial skills, mentoring, networking, and policies, whether new starters or those already in business.
Entrepreneurs have a role to play in enhancing communities economically, socially, and culturally. And so for us, this e-learning project is very much around broadening access to a lot of the content that we've been developing over time, working in all of these areas across the countries of Africa where we're working.
Digitally delivered training will become part of a blended approach so that those without internet access will not be left behind. It will be available for self-learning so that trainees can work through the courses on their own using online tools or where a facilitator will lead the sessions.
So my advice to entrepreneurs on the African continent is that customer is king. You can have a great idea and you're very passionate about it. But if your customers isn't passionate about it and they not end up in your banking account, you don't have a business. And so as you journey through the growth of your businesses, you must know that businesses around the world grow faster when they are connected to a business advisor, a group of mentors, life coach, get a legal advisor, be it, one of the tech startups, etc. Get an accounting firm, and do get an ambassador for your product.
The e-learning courses will reach 8 countries across Sub-Saharan Africa, but will also be open to users more widely across the continent. By 2050, more than half the world's population growth will be in Africa. Economic forecasters believe this growth will bring unprecedented opportunities for investment and innovation. It's already a region where entrepreneurship among the young is thriving. Among those taking part in the course will be Salamatu Adamu, one of the few female photographers in northern Nigeria, and Kenyan filmmaker Victor Murithi.
Over time, I started to move it from sort of like a hobby to freelance and now to a company where I have to think about things like registration, the financial analysis, how to get funds, the business model canvas and all of that. And I think the course is really helping because sort of sometimes you feel really lost when you're doing something that's a bit unconventional at your location. So when you have courses that are meant for creatives, especially what I'm doing, it sort of gives you a guideline.
Such content is necessary and actually very critical to the industry and to people in that space more than ever before. So I'll say it's something that someone needs to plug in, and if any creative person is ever planning to run a business, it is essential and actually critical, not only to the entrepreneur's survival as an individual, but also the venture's survival as well as a business in its life cycle. Yeah.
Designs by Senegalese fashion designer Sophie Zinga are seen on the catwalk all over the world. She started her business 10 years ago when she returned home from graduating from a college in the United States. Sophie believes it is important for creatives to take business courses.
Obviously, fashion is, something that's very passionate to do. It's creative, but there's a whole business behind it. And, I was lucky enough to have a background in economics coming into fashion design. So that really helped me also with the numbers. That helped me, put together a business plan, understand, where I was headed, have a canvas to work on.
Nouri Taha set up his multimedia business in Sudan after freelancing, because he found he was taken more seriously as a company. He says the British Council courses will help creatives learn about business practices.
I think the main issues for organizations not wanting to work with freelancers alone is the accountability. They want to know if, for God forbid, something happened to this photographer, that their work is not going to be in vain, it's not going to be lost. There is always someone to go back to and check the work progress or talk about payment. So from that angle, that's when I realized that I can no longer continue being a freelancer. So that if I want to take my business to the next step.
The e-learning is part of a wider creative economy piece of work by the British Council to create a stronger partnership between countries in Sub-Saharan Africa and an ecosystem in which they can thrive.
Our program does support with entrepreneurship skills. It does support with the tools that people need to build successful businesses. But we're only building on that innate talent, that innate resilience, that innate innovativeness and inventiveness that young people in many of the African countries we're working already have.